Hello, my name is Alice Allen. I'm a breastfeeding specialist, and today I'm going to do a demonstration for you to explain why breast milk is so incredible. I'm going to tell you about all the incredible ingredients in breast milk, and I'm going to do that using these household items to represent all of the ingredients in breast milk. Now, just a warning, there is no way you should let a baby drink what I'm going to make today. It's just a demonstration. Okay, so the first and the most plentiful ingredient in breast milk to start with is water. Breast milk is about 90% water. So here's the water going in. So this means that even on the hottest day, even on the very warmest day, your baby does not need any extra drinks of water, doesn't need any tea, doesn't need anything else apart from your breast milk. As long as the baby's got lots of access to the breast and can drink when they want to, they'll just have a little drink, and that first drink that they have from the breast is going to be full of water, and that's going to really quench their thirst. So no extra water needed because breast milk's already got 90% of water in it. Now, the next ingredient that I'm going to explain to you is fat. Fat is the main energy source in breast milk, and it's amazing. It gives the baby calories without being too bulky, and it increases in the breast milk the longer the baby feeds. So it carries lots of vitamins for the baby, and it helps with the baby's eye development and with the brain development of the baby. So that's the fat content of the breast milk. Now, I'm going to show you something here, some sugar, and this is going to represent the carbohydrates in the food. So that means the energy in its stores in the baby's body, and so we're going to add the sugar in here. The main carbohydrate in breast milk is called lactose, and there is a lot of lactose in breast milk. It's really, really sweet, much more than there is in cow's milk, which formula milk is actually made of. Now, why would that be? It's because the human baby's got a really big brain, and that brain needs to grow. Much bigger brain than a cow, so human milk is much sweeter than cow's milk and formula milk. So I'm just going to stir that in here. Okay, now inside that carbohydrate you have something called oligosaccharides. Those are single sugars, and there are about 130 of them in human milk. Now, formula milk, they've worked out how to create a few of these oligosaccharides artificially, but not that many. And each of these oligosaccharides in the mother's body is tailor-made for the baby, and it helps to prevent the baby getting sick because the oligosaccharides stick to places on the baby's gut, and they prevent the diseases and germs getting in there. So 130 oligosaccharides in your breast milk. Okay, now I'm going to add a protein. Now, would you think that there was a lot of protein or only a little bit of protein in human milk? Well, think about cows. Protein helps growth. Now think how fast a cow needs to grow, and think how slowly human babies need to grow. There is only a very small amount of protein in human milk, but that's perfect for babies because babies grow very, very slowly, and it helps if you have too much protein in your baby's milk. If you give your babies cow's milk or formula milk, it can put a strain on their kidneys when they're trying to deal with the milk through their body. So just this small amount of protein is perfect for your baby. Okay, now inside that protein there is all manner of wonderful stuff, and I'm going to show you what I've got here. First of all, I've got lactoferrin, and I'm going to represent that with this lemon. Now, lactoferrin is a very, very special ingredient that transports iron into the baby. Now, there's not much iron in breast milk. There's the perfect amount of iron in breast milk, up to 6 months, and then the baby starts needing to get iron from other sources. But until 6 months, there's the perfect amount of iron, and that iron is transported into the baby with this wonderful substance called lactoferrin. It also prevents inflammation in the baby's gut, so the baby's not so likely to get sick. Right, what's next? Here we have, I've got some yogurt. Now, have you ever changed the diaper of a breastfed baby? It doesn't smell too bad, actually. Certainly it smells a lot better than the diaper of a baby who's being fed formula milk. Now, this is because of this ingredient. It's called bifidus factor, and it creates just the right environment in the baby's gut. So it helps the food to be digested, and it gives the right friendly bacteria growth, which makes the breastfed baby's diaper have a kind of reasonably pleasant kind of yogurty smell. It's not as bad as you would imagine. So now we have, from my spices collection, we have nucleotides. These also stimulate the growth of the good bacteria in the gut. We've got something here called lysozyme. Now, if anyone ever says to you, oh, stop feeding your 2-year-old, they've had enough milk, they're not getting anything from your breast milk, you can tell them about this. This is called lysozyme. The longer you breastfeed, if you breastfeed your child until they're a year, 2 years or beyond, this ingredient increases in breast milk. This ingredient kills bacteria, and it's important because you can imagine as your child grows, they're toddling around and they're touching the dirt and they're stroking the dog and they're picking up bacteria from the world as they become more active. So that's why they need more of this lysozyme. So isn't breast milk amazing? It changes to meet the needs of your baby. Absolutely incredible. Unlike formula, which just stays exactly the same whether you're giving it to a baby or to an older child. So it's absolutely tailor-made for your baby. Okay, this is my favorite ingredient over here. And scientists are learning all sorts of amazing things about this ingredient. It's a sticky kind of substance, so I'm using honey to represent it. It's called alpha-lactalbumin, and it's in the breast milk, and if any germs should by accident get into your baby, it sticks to the germs and it swallows them up so that they pass through your baby's gut without causing any problems. So that's alpha-lactalbumin. Okay, I'm going to give that a nice big stir in here. Okay, next we have vitamins. Now you've got vitamin B, vitamin C, folic acid, vitamins A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, and it's just the right amount. Again, when they artificially create formula, because the vitamins may be sitting in the box on the shelf for a long time, they have to add too many vitamins, and this can put a strain on the baby's gut. Those vitamins in the box, they may degrade over time, whereas the vitamins in the breast milk are in just the right amount and processed really easily by the baby. The only time you might need a little bit of extra help is if you cover your body and don't get much sunlight. In that case, your baby might need to take some vitamin D drops. Okay, let's talk about what's next. We've got minerals. Okay, here's to represent the minerals, some pepper. Now, this is including iron, and as I said, your baby has enough stores of iron in their body when they're born to last for 6 months. Now, because formula milk does not contain this ingredient, lactoferrin, again, they have to put lots and lots of iron into the formula milk to make sure that the baby gets enough of it. The problem with that is too much iron can give your baby constipation, and it also they have to put so much into the formula milk that it may cause gastroenteritis, because too much iron in a baby's stomach. Iron is something that bacteria like to feed on. So essentially, just the right amount of iron in breast milk until the baby is 6 months old or thereabouts. Okay, let's have a look over here. We've got antibodies. Antibodies are what protect your baby from common colds, from stomach upsets, from basically most of the germs and diseases that the mother may be exposed to. And this is why, if you have a cold or you get sick, it's really important to keep breastfeeding your baby and keep them close to you, because your baby has no immunity of their own. They get all their immunity from you. And I should add, there is nothing in formula milk that can prevent these germs and diseases. Breast milk can really provide immunity from your baby, and this is something that formula companies are trying to work out how to do, but they certainly haven't got there yet. This is a wonderful ingredient over here, and it's called secretory IgA. Now, that sounds like a very long scientific name, so I like to think of it as white paint. It basically coats the inside of the baby's gut with this protective covering, and it means that if there are any germs in anything that the baby is eating, it will help to protect, and those germs will just go straight through and out the other side. So that's secretory IgA. Next we have, what else do we have here? Oh, we've got so many wonderful things over here. We have got, we've got viral fragments. So if the mother's ever had a virus in the past, then the baby will get a tiny little bit in her milk, and it will help immunize the baby. We have got white blood cells. Have you ever seen that computer program where the computer image just goes around eating up the bad guys? Well, this is what white blood cells do. They basically hoover up any germs, and they are living in your milk. They're alive and they're active and they're out there. Their main job is to protect your baby. There are no white blood cells in formula milk. Okay, anti-inflammatory molecules, we're nearly getting there. We've got anti-inflammatory molecules that help protect your baby's gut. Again, if your baby's gut gets inflamed, then the germs are more likely to get in. So your breast milk helps to keep the gut lining smooth so no germs can get through. All right, we've got enzymes, and these help the baby to digest the milk and get the nutrients out of it. We've got, look, I've got some yeast here to represent the growth factors to help your baby grow. Breast milk is absolutely crucial for helping babies' guts develop, especially when they're premature. They should absolutely get breast milk. So here we have, it's getting there. I'm going to show you something now which might look a bit disgusting. Some garlic. I'm going to put the clove of garlic in to represent taste. Now, if your baby is being breastfed, every time you eat a meal, your baby is going to get the taste of that food in the milk. Now imagine how much more interesting that is for them if they're just getting the same formula every day. It also helps to prepare your baby's taste buds, and we think it helps them to have a broader interest in food as they get older. Now, just to finish off, there is so much about breast milk that we don't know yet. Science is discovering wonderful new things every day to do with stem cells, to do with properties that may be involved in the fight against cancer or in HIV. It's got antioxidants and probiotics and amino acids. So I'm going to show you that using this glitter here to represent everything else that is wonderful in breast milk and all the things we don't yet know. So there you have it. a demonstration of the ingredients of breast milk. I'm going to throw this away now, but breast milk is incredibly precious, and if your baby can get your breast milk, it will be having access to all these wonderful ingredients, protective ingredients for their growth, for their brain growth, for their nutrition and for their immunity.